Hello everyone. We're here to let you know about a few things that may be different for school this fall. We also want to let you know that you can follow along at kosciuskoschools.com for updates regularly throughout this summer and the fall semester. Here is what we know as of now and our plan going forward into the fall with the current information we have. The goal of our school district during this unknown time is to provide an excellent education while providing the safest opportunities possible for our students. To do this, we're providing two options for parents to choose from for the upcoming school year for their children. Students may come to school in traditional Monday through Friday setting 5 days a week. We believe this is the best option for students to receive an excellent education. The second option is for parents to choose a virtual education. Traditional school will allow students to come to school 5 days a week. Students will report to school no earlier than 7:30 a.m. and report directly to the classroom. And dismissal will be at 2 p.m. for elementary schools and 2:30 p.m. for junior high and high school students. This schedule allows us to maximize social distancing while minimizing large groups of students. This schedule also allows us to do a thorough cleaning each afternoon while the building is empty to be prepared for the following day. In order to provide the safest environment possible in our schools, we are hiring a school nurse and providing bus monitors to check temperatures of students before they board the buses. All students and staff will have their temperature checked before entering the building as an extra precaution. We will be cleaning throughout the day and every evening with regular disinfectants and have extra disinfectant processes in each of our schools. We will take special care of our buses by daily disinfecting, screening students before boarding, and providing increased air circulation. Our cafeterias will take extra precautions by providing all disposable trays, utensils, and other items. We'll have students either eat in their classrooms or below 50% in the cafeterias with social distancing. Disinfecting will be done throughout the day and thorough cleaning at the end of each day as well. Classrooms will be supplied with hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and other cleaning supplies to clean throughout the day. Those classrooms and buildings will be cleaned thoroughly each day after students and teachers leave for the day. We will be teaching and training all of our students and staff on proper hygiene, social distancing, and proper interactions to prevent the spread of the virus. Our employees will be required to wear face coverings, and students will be allowed to wear face coverings as well. Students and staff will need to bring their own personal water bottle to use in our no-touch water fountains. We will continue to work closely with our local healthcare professionals and follow the guidance of the Mississippi Department of Health and Centers for Disease Control to update our safety protocols as situations change. Students will be allowed to participate in the activities they have always been able to participate in, such as recess, art, music, and extracurricular activities, with special consideration for small groups and social distancing. The Mississippi High School Activities Association will give guidance on how sports and music will be conducted this school year. We will work closely with Mississippi High School Activities Association to provide every opportunity we can for our students and spectators while following the guidelines set forth by our health officials for safety. When a positive case of COVID-19 occurs in our student body or within our staff, we will follow guidelines determined by collaboration with our local health officials and the Mississippi Department of Health guidelines. Students and staff that show symptoms of COVID-19 will be required to stay home for a set length of time until those symptoms are gone. School closures may occur if we have large outbreaks, or individual classes may be required to stay home if we have positive cases to prevent further spread. Detailed guidelines will be posted on our website at kosciuskoschools.com. Parents who would like to choose virtual school will need to visit the kosciuskoschools.com website to fill out a form indicating you would like your child to participate in virtual school. This option will be taught through Google Classroom and include the same workload and expectations as traditional school, including grade assignments and tests. This option will be available for all students, but students will need to be self-directed to be successful with this option. If you plan to choose this option, you must fill out the form before July 31st. If you do not have current internet access, you may come to your child's school and pick up the form on July 21st from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Digital devices will be available as needed for students that choose this option. As we continue to monitor these changing situations, we will make adjustments as needed to continue to provide the safest school environment possible. Executive orders from the governor and updated guidelines from the Mississippi Department of Health, or CDC, may alter this plan. Now I'd like to take a moment and hear from our nurse, Christy Hill, to update us on the medical side of this virus.
Hello, my name is Christy Hill. I've been a classroom teacher in the Kosciusko School District since 2004. Last school year, I began serving our staff and students in the part-time position of registered school nurse. I'm thrilled to announce that in the coming school year, I will be joined by a full-time registered school nurse. The mention of the new school year will surely bring a range of emotions and some questions from our staff, parents, and students due to COVID-19. The Kosciusko School District formed an advisory committee consisting of local nurses, physicians, parents, and teachers to assist our district's administrators in developing a plan to get our students back in the classroom while promoting the health and safety of those in our school district and in our community. The plan is based on current guidance from our national, state, and local health officials. As most of you know, COVID-19 is a new respiratory virus that can cause flu-like illness ranging from mild to severe. This virus is primarily spread from person to person through close contact within 6 feet by respiratory droplets that are produced when a person coughs or sneezes. May also be spread through contact with contaminated surfaces and then touching your face. So what about our children? Information reported by the Centers for Disease Control indicate that about 2%, so about 2 out of 100 COVID cases, have been in the pediatric population. The pediatric population includes ages birth to 18. Other countries around the world report similar numbers of infections in children. As of July 13, 2020, Mississippi has had few hospitalizations of children with illness associated with COVID-19, and fortunately there have been no deaths associated with COVID-19 reported in children under 18 in Mississippi. The American Academy of Pediatrics is an organization made up of over 67,000 pediatricians, which are doctors who specialize in treatment of children. I would like to read a portion of their position statement on children returning to school in the fall. Schools are fundamental to children and adolescent development and well-being and provide our children and adolescents with academic instruction, social and emotional skills, safety, reliable nutrition, physical, speech, and mental health therapy, and opportunities for physical activities, among other benefits. The Academy strongly advocates that all policy considerations for the coming school year should start with the goal of having students physically present in school. Although many questions remain, the evidence indicates that children and adolescents are less likely to be symptomatic and less likely to have severe disease resulting from COVID-19. In addition, children may be less likely to become infected and less likely to spread infection. Finally, policymakers should acknowledge that COVID-19 policies are intended to mitigate or reduce, not eliminate, risk. No single action or set of actions will completely eliminate the risk of COVID-19 transmission, but implementation of several coordinated interventions can greatly reduce that risk. You can find that complete position statement at aap.org. So what can families do to prepare for students returning to school? If a student has any chronic medical condition, such as asthma, diabetes, seizures, heart condition, or any other medical condition, the family should speak to the child's physician about recommendations specific to that student for returning to the classroom. Any student with such chronic medical condition should provide the school office with an updated action or care plan from the child's physician in order to help the staff provide the best care for that child at school. All families are encouraged to make sure that children are as healthy as possible. Students should receive regular medical checkups and must have all regularly scheduled vaccinations. Flu vaccinations are not required, but are encouraged depending on the recommendations of each student's physician, as flu can cause serious illness in children. All families can help by instructing children in proper hand washing, reminding them to keep their hands away from their faces, encouraging them to cough and sneeze into the bend of their elbow, or to cover their cough or sneeze with a tissue and then wash their hands. Encouraging regular exercise and healthy food choices are also important for keeping children healthy. At this time, masks will not be required for students. However, they will be allowed if families and students choose. Some things to consider with children and face masks are, can they put them on and take them off without assistance? And do they tend to touch their face more when they're wearing a mask? Remember, one of our goals is to keep our hands away from our faces. The Kosciusko School District is committed to the health and well-being of staff, students, and our community. Our district's plan helps to minimize the risk of infection to students and staff. Our plan includes staff and student information and training, social distancing, additional hand hygiene, additional building, bus, and surface sanitization, as well as monitoring staff and students for signs and symptoms of COVID-19. Please note that anyone exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19 will be sent home immediately and must follow district guidelines to return to school after an illness. We understand that many of these symptoms mimic other common illnesses. For everyone's safety, we will rely on the expertise of physicians in determining when students with symptoms and staff with symptoms may return to school. Our plan will be monitored and adjusted as new guidance becomes available. In closing, our attitudes as adults, both positive and negative, about the return of school will project onto our students. The KSD faculty and staff have missed our students. We look forward to returning to our school campuses, and our hope is that families and students share that same outlook. Thank you and have a great day.
And lastly, just a few reminders that in order to communicate with you effectively, we need you to make sure that you update your phone numbers as you register your students so that we may get calls out to you anytime things are being changed. And you also want to continue to monitor our website at kosciuskoschools.com and our local media outlets, the Star Herald and breezynews.com, for anything that comes out that makes changes to our plan. We look forward to seeing our students. Can't wait to see them in classrooms or virtually, however you choose. But we're here to educate your students. Have a great day. Thank you for listening.